What's up, guys? And what is the question of the day? How many planets are there in our universe? Well, believe it or not, this one doesn't have an answer that we can actually know for sure. However, we do know how many planets are in our solar system. When NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft crossed into interstellar space in 2012, it marked the first time in history that we had a vehicle outside of our planetary system, but still in our cosmic neighborhood. The boundary between our solar system and interstellar space is called the heliopause. And when Voyager 1 reached the heliopause, it was about 12 billion miles from Earth. That distance is about the size of 187,000 American football fields laid end to end. It was also roughly halfway to the next star over. But that's not important right now because it's where Voyager 1 found out that the solar wind was no longer pushing against anything. It just stopped. So what does this mean? Well, the solar wind is made up of charged particles that stream away from the sun at high speeds, which creates an ever-expanding bubble of charged particles around our solar system. This bubble is known as the Heliosphere, and it acts as a shield protecting us from the dangerous cosmic rays of interstellar space. However, once Voyager 1 passed through the heliosphere and entered interstellar space, it found that there was no longer any evidence of the solar wind. This meant that our solar system, with all of its planets and other objects like comets and asteroids, was truly alone in interstellar space. Now, if you're paying attention, you might have noticed something strange about my definition of our solar system. I didn't say anything about stars. If you thought to yourself, "Hey, wait a second, aren't we talking about how many planets are in our solar system?" Then you would be right. We're not talking about stars because the sun isn't a planet. It's a yellow dwarf star. In fact, the sun makes up 99.86% of the total mass of our solar system. Everything else, including the 8 officially recognized planets, the hundreds of known moons, the thousands of asteroids, comets, and other small objects, make up less than 1% of the mass. And even though the sun is so massive that it makes up 99.86% of the total mass of our solar system, it's actually not even the most massive star in the Milky Way galaxy. There are lots of stars out there that are bigger than our sun, and some of them are so big that they literally engulf the orbit of Earth. These giant stars are known as red giants, and they're not only massive, but they're also extremely luminous, meaning they emit huge amounts of light and heat. If you want to learn more about the fascinating world of astronomy, check out our video on the top 10 craziest space facts. You'll learn things like, why is Mars the color of rust? What is a black hole? And what happens if you get sucked into one? So click the link in the description below to watch our video now. But let's get back to the question at hand. How many planets are in our solar system? As of 2023, there are 8 officially recognized planets in our solar system. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. Now, I'm sure you've heard of these planets before, but did you know that there are also dozens of other objects in our solar system that are similar in size and composition to planets? These objects are known as dwarf planets, and the most famous one is Pluto. Pluto was considered the 9th planet in our solar system until 2006, when it was reclassified as a dwarf planet. But even though Pluto is no longer considered a planet, it's still an important part of our solar system. It orbits the Sun along with 5 other known dwarf planets. In addition to the 8 planets and 6 dwarf planets, our solar system is also home to hundreds of known moons, thousands of asteroids and comets, and other small objects. All of these objects are held in orbit by the Sun's gravity, and they make up our solar system. Our solar system is just one of billions of solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. In fact, NASA believes that there could be as many as 100 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy. That's a lot of planets. But what does this mean exactly? Well, it means that there could be a lot of other solar systems out there that have planets similar to Earth, planets that could potentially support life as we know it. But here's the thing. Even though there could be trillions of planets out there that are similar to Earth, we've only discovered a tiny fraction of them. As of right now, We've only discovered 5,476 exoplanets, and that's just the ones that we've confirmed. We think that there could be many more that we haven't yet detected. And of course, just because we find an exoplanet doesn't mean that we know anything about it. We might know its size and its distance from its star, but we usually don't know much else about it. We're still discovering new things about our own solar system all the time. So the more we learn about other solar systems, the more we'll learn about the universe as a whole. In 2022, astronomers used data from NASA's planet-hunting Kepler Space Telescope to estimate the number of Earth-sized planets that could be orbiting in the habitable zone of their stars. The habitable zone is the range of distances from a star where conditions could be suitable for liquid water to exist on the surface of a planet. Using this data, astronomers estimated that there could be between 30 and 50 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way galaxy. Of those, 11 billion could have Earth-like conditions on their surfaces. This means that there could be a lot of other planets out there that could potentially support life as we know it. However, it's important to remember that just because a planet has conditions that are suitable for life, that doesn't necessarily mean that life actually exists there. We're still searching for signs of life beyond Earth, and we haven't found anything yet. But the search continues. And with new discoveries being made all the time, who knows what we might find next? The universe is vast and mysterious, and there's still so much that we don't know about it. But that's what makes exploring space so exciting. Who knows what we might discover next? Maybe we'll find another Earth, or maybe we'll find something even more amazing. The possibilities are really endless. There's been a lot of talk lately about how the universe is expanding at an accelerating rate, and this has led some people to worry that the universe is doomed. But don't worry, the expansion of the universe won't destroy our solar system. In fact, it won't even affect us in any way. The expansion of the universe is happening everywhere, and it's not affecting the bonds that hold our solar system together. Our solar system is made up of stars, planets, moons, asteroids, and other small objects that are all held in orbit by the sun's gravity. The expansion of the universe isn't going to change that. Of course, our solar system will eventually run out of fuel and die, but that's not going to happen for billions of years. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The universe is a pretty amazing place, and we're lucky to be a part of it. So how many planets are in the universe? Well, we don't know for sure. But with trillions of Earth-like planets out there, it's possible that there are just as many planets in the universe as there are stars. And that's a truly mind-blowing number. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below with your ideas of what we should cover in future videos. We'll see you next time.